You know you can do that. No, we're just not doing that in 2025. I'm gonna be very blatantly honest with you guys. There are no ifs, ands, or buts. I gotta get that shit done. I'm gonna need you guys to listen up. If you are ready to completely level up, to completely glow up in 2025, make sure you are listening, subscribing, and checking out the video chapters below to make sure you are not missing any information, or at least finding information that applies to you. As you can tell by the title and from this intro, I'm gonna be going ahead and talking about how we can glow up, level up for 2025. Without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get right into my first couple points. All right, babe, so first thing I want to talk to you guys about is our overall mindset. I feel like it's the most important because nothing about having a successful winter arc or official glow up works unless your mindset does. So one of the first things that I was researching and thinking about when I was thinking about how to approach this video was, what have I done in the past year and a half, or at least a year, to really level up the mindset, make sure that all the things I want to accomplish are never held back because I'm doubting myself. And the biggest and the best piece of advice I can give you guys is the 3 and 3 method. I call it the 3 and 3 method because it's just the easiest way to sum it up. But what I want you guys to do is to get into the habit of having 3 short-term goals and 3 long-term goals. Short-term for me and for what I want you guys to try to do is 3 short-term goals within the week, or at least within the next 2 weeks, and then 3 long-term goals for the year. Now, obviously you can do more than that, but this is just the most concise way that I can think of it. The reason why I think this is a really good way to keep yourself in the right mindset for motivation and confidence is because based on what you make those goals, it has you looking forward, or at least working forward to something. So if your 3 short-term goals for the week are making sure that you self-tan, everything shower on a Thursday, you're working out 3 to 4 days a week, and that you are only eating out once a week, and those are your 3 short-term weekly goals, and you are working to completing those, it constantly has your mind and your body working towards accomplishing something. And I think that's what us as souls and humans need. I find that I lack motivation the most when I don't have something in mind that I'm working towards. So that is why I say the 3 and 3 method is a really solid way to make sure you have a celebration or something to be working towards every single week. They can either be things that you are wanting to accomplish, or just simple everyday weekly tasks that you want to make sure you're doing. In terms of your 3 long-term goals, that is literally going to be different for everybody. So your yearly goal may be you want to sign up for a half marathon, or maybe you just want to even start running. You want to make sure you are saving money and helping your body out by eating out less. Whatever it could be, use the 3 and 3 method, and I promise guys, you will have something to look back on in 2025 and be like, wow, I at least accomplished these 3 things and then some, because you guys are going to get in the habit of making weekly goals and yearly goals, and that is then just going to be part of you, part of something that you already are capable of. You just really need to set your mind to. Which gets me to my last point in terms of mindset. One thing I hate about the New Year's is people try to completely reinvent themselves. Now, I think reinvention is okay in bits and pieces in moderation, but you don't want to fake it to yourself in terms of making things unobtainable. I don't believe in faking it till you make it, but not in terms of losing yourself. So make sure you guys are staying true to yourself. Yes, it's a new year, but new year, same you, new intentions, new habits, new confidence, new aura. That's what I want to see more of. So just really try to keep that in mind when you guys are making these 3 and 3 goals, and just really focus on keeping them positive, things that are going to bring you happiness, things that are going to help you celebrate at the end of the week, at the end of the month, and then at the end of the year. This next section kind of helps you out with those goals, helps you get into these new glow up habits. So this is more about organizing and about how you now are going to start adapting your lifestyle with these new goals. So this is the most basic of basic information, but you need to get yourself a planner. I literally make it a national holiday in my life in December before the New Year's craze rolls around. I need to go to Target, go get me a new planner. I literally just did that in a vlog that I just posted. It's one of my most favorite things to do every single year. So this is my 2024 planner, and I'm a big day designer girly. I love it. I feel like it really helps me stay organized. Some of my favorite thing about day designer is how much space it gives you for your daily routines. What I want to tell you guys is literally timestamp your new routines. So if you're already in the routine of waking up at 8 a.m., if you're already in the routine of meditating, but you're not in the routine of being at the gym by 9:30, then timestamp what time you're eating breakfast, when you're walking out the door, what time you should be at the gym. Now, this can either be in your planner or it can be in your notes. So this is what my notes to-do list looks every single day. I literally have a weekly tab of to-do. Sometimes it's just a really jumbled up mix of things, and other times it's very, very organized and literally time-stamped, because I know that there are no ifs, ands, or buts. I gotta get that shit done, and there will be no excuses. That is the easiest way I have found to organize it. Now, there are other things that you guys can immerse yourself in this new year, like Notion. I love my Notion, but have I fallen off of it because it's kind of hard to maintain? Yes. If you guys didn't know, I'm a high school English teacher and a high school track and softball coach. I don't have a lot of downtime during season, and Notion kind of takes a lot of time, but as long as I have my life in my planner and my life in my to-dos on my notes app, I am good to go. Whatever your goal is, whatever you're trying to obtain, put it down on a list so that there are no excuses. There is no reason for you to miss out on it. Now, this next section is probably one of my absolute favorites to talk about, and that is discipline and eliminating distractions. The reason why I love talking about eliminating distractions and discipline is because I feel like it's what I get the most compliments on in the most selfless way possible. A lot of this is derived from what I tell my high school students and what I tell my best friends, and if you guys are close to me, you know that I am that friend. I am the no BS, no sugarcoating friend, so I hope that this advice finds you guys well. The thing I have always lived by is that excuses and self-doubts and distractions are just demons from your lower self trying to pull you back down. So if you guys kind of see it like that, every single time you're making an excuse for getting something done, just know that that is coming from your lower self. You are trying to be up here. You are trying to glow up and be up here, best self, and your lower self is wanting you to stoop back down to that level of being lazy, of having no discipline, not reaching those goals, unmotivated, and not being able to break out of that shell of those bad habits. So just keep that in mind. If there are things that you are trying to quit, and I'm just gonna think of some very common examples. Let's say you are totally addicted to your vape, addicted to nicotine, or maybe you know that you need to cut your alcohol consumption in half. I've had that struggle, I get it. Then that is something that is really hard to approach when your lower self is constantly giving you excuses. My number one tip for that, you have to be your own self-coach. When those doubts pop into your brain and you hear that little voice telling you you can't do it, telling you just this one more time, just this one more time, then we'll stop. We'll stop tomorrow, we'll stop next week, we'll stop Monday. You have to be the hardest self-coach on yourself once or twice so that you can break that habit. Now, please don't beat yourself up about these things. Don't make yourself feel bad, but you really have to make sure you are eliminating those distractions. That goes as far as social media. If you guys are constantly getting on social media and you realize that you feel like shit after you get off TikTok, after you get off Instagram, because there's these people and things that are better than you and you're comparing yourself and da-da-da-da, you control your social media. Yes, do things get pushed in our face? Absolutely. However, you own the block button, you own your profile, you own the delete button, you own the unfollow button. So you do those things to make sure you are eliminating those distractions. You know you can do that. It's just kind of hard to do, and it takes a little bit of pride. And as somebody who has been the most prideful person I've ever met and have had to work thoroughly through that in therapy and through just a good circle of people, it takes a lot, but it is so worth it. So just to get a little bit more specific on this discipline, something I like to do is go into my settings for my app and I set a time limit on TikTok especially. So to set time limits on your apps is such a simple thing to do, and it really is easy. And then you kind of like feel guilty if you click the button that says like, yes, extend time, because you're like, damn, that's the third time I've extended time on TikTok. I should probably listen to my timer. The other thing I want to tell you guys in terms of discipline and just really be able to hone yourself back in on getting shit done is to just stop lying to yourself. You know when your body doesn't feel good when you eat a certain thing or do a certain thing or say a certain thing or think a certain way. So stop allowing yourself to constantly fall into that cycle of saying, eating, doing, seeing, whatever, said thing that makes you feel like crap. You know what that is. Just think right now, as you guys are sitting here watching this video, if you had to think of at least 1 or 2 or even 3 things that definitely don't make you feel good, what are they, and how can you make sure that you are eliminating those things things from your life. That could be as deep as people. It can be as deep as family, friends, people that you hang out with, ways that you're thinking, or it could be as simple as your breakfast every morning hurts your stomach. So try different foods, see what works for you, see what workouts are working better for you, etc. All different aspects of life apply to that. If it does not make you feel the best that it can, play with it, see what you can do to adjust it, make it something that is feeding your body mentally, emotionally, your aura, your confidence, whatever it may be. Change it up so that you guys are not allowing it to make you not feel like your best self. We are not allowing things that we have control over to hurt us. We're just not doing that in 2025. No. The next thing I want to hit on with you guys that I know I am not an expert on, but I do think I genuinely have some good advice, is fitness and health. So that's mostly gonna look around how you start getting into moving your body and how you nourish your body. I have been someone that has fluctuated with weight. I fluctuated in college. I fluctuated during COVID. It heavily affected my body. I went through a phase where I wanted to be vegan and vegetarian and pescatarian, and it literally killed my skin. I'm gonna put a photo right here, but I had cystic acne like on my cheekbones. I was so insecure, and it took a lot of time and a lot of trial and error to really get myself back up to where I'm feeling my best. I look in the mirror and have a good reaction. I'm confident. I look in the mirror and I'm like, wow, my skin looks great. Wow, my makeup looks great today. My hair looks great. My body looks great. It feels good. It's not just looking good. It feels internally good after I just ate a meal. That stuff takes time. It takes discipline. All the things I just talked about for the last some minutes all play into it, but this is some of the most important and the hardest and also the most touchy, sensitive things to talk about in terms of moving your body and food. I'm gonna be very blatantly honest with you guys. There's no reason to not be moving your body. It is a bare minimum. Every doctor ever will probably tell you that that is one of the best things you can do for yourself. Now, obviously, if you are like physically not able to do those things, of course I understand. Now, do you need to be muscle mommy of the century? Of course not. That is not everybody's goal. Maybe that is your goal, then go do it. Knowledge is power. So you research, look up, watch videos, fill your mind with the knowledge you need to obtain that fitness goal and adjust. Now that's gonna have a lot to do with eating. I think these two go hand in hand. That's why I'm putting them in the same category. You just have to fill your mind with the knowledge that you need. I knew going into 2024 that I wanted to lose weight, okay? I'm 5'2" and I have very, very strong muscular legs. I get them from my mom. I've always had them. So I know that there is no getting little itty bitty stick chicken legs. And quite frankly, I didn't want that for my body. That just wasn't my goal. So I knew that I needed to research how to get smaller, slimmer arms. How do I lose fat in my lower tummy? And I had to experiment. I have gone from being one of the strongest people I know to someone who has decreased the weight that I lift immensely, not because I think that looks bad, but it just wasn't for me. I did my research, I fed my mind, my knowledge was my power, and I realized that doing high amounts of cardio and being more slim in the areas and tone in the areas is what made me feel the best. So you need to figure out what makes you feel the best in terms of eating, in terms of fitness. Feed your mind on that knowledge and make it fucking happen. Do not fall into the fad diets. Don't fall into any unhealthy eating habits, because take it from me, that is hard to get out of. But just do the healthiest research, and I'm just gonna leave it at that because I'm not an expert and I don't want to offend anybody, but do the healthiest, most credible research you can on what works for your body. And you guys have to be patient. Give it time. It took me years. One of the most mentally and physically rewarding things I've done for myself is fix my fitness and fix my eating habits. I don't overeat. I portion watch. I don't track everything I eat. I am just intuitive. Figure out what intuitive means for you and get this shit done, because I promise when you commit to it, you feel so much better. We have a privilege of having healthy bodies. If you are sitting with a healthy, mobile body watching this video, you have no excuse not to be moving it and making it healthy. Seriously, there are people that would literally do anything to have a healthy, functioning body externally and internally. So if you are blessed enough to have a healthy functioning body, use it. Do not do that disservice to yourself. We are not doing that in 2025. We are using our healthy bodies, we are making the best of it, and we are glowing up physically in our bodies, with our food, with our fitness. You're gonna make it happen. Now this is gonna be my last little chunk of this video, but I just wanna hit on a little bit more of being confident as a woman. Now, if you're a man watching this, obviously yes, this can still apply to you, but as a woman, I do just wanna touch on this. So if you guys did not know, I am 25 years old, and I feel that gives me the credibility of having a fully developed frontal lobe. So I just want to really speak to those who are either my age or younger in terms of confidence. I think confidence and the first segment of mindset of glowing up and reaching your goals in 2025 really go hand in hand. If you wake up and you are not confident, now every single person on this planet Earth has non-confident days. I am just speaking for the days that you know you can make a difference in your confidence. But if you are waking up and you just know that the majority of days out of the week that you are struggling to feel good about yourself, I want you to sit right now, pinpoint, either type it in your notes or write it down, pinpoint what the main thing it is about yourself, whether it is physically, mentally, emotionally, or internally, that is making you feel that way. I'm gonna be very vulnerable and honest with you guys. I've had many insecurities as a young woman and as a mid-20-year-old. So if I think all the way back to when you first start having kind of like those physical images of yourself, when you are in middle school and high school, people will say things about you and point things out about you that you would have never thought until they said that. I'm gonna just give you guys my example. I have always been so insecure about my nose. I have a very pointy Roman Mediterranean nose. My family is very Italian. I have some Middle Eastern thrown in there. So whatever it is ethnically that has blessed my face with this honker, I used to be so freaking insecure about it. And it only was a thing when somebody else that was not me pointed it out. And it used to make me hate my side profile. I hated it. I couldn't stand it. And I now literally love my side profile. Like, and I can almost get emotional because genuinely as women, we get told something once and all it takes is once for us to like completely write that thing off. Sorry. And I see it in my high school students and I see it in my friends, and it's like, it sucks because you could be the most like ethereal, divine, gorgeous person and someone's gonna point at you and be like, I don't like that about you. And then that's all it takes for you to hate that for years. And what I want to tell the person who's watching this right now, my best advice is to literally tell those people, whether it's verbally or just in your head, to fuck off, because you know deep down who you are and you know physically that you are gorgeous. And if you are still waking up and struggling to not know and feel those things, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, it takes a lot of growth to get there. And I cannot say that there's anything I could have done as an 18-year-old, there's nothing I could have done as a 20-year-old, a 22-year-old to have felt better and confident. I just had to fake it till I make it. It is literally like that euphoria quote that trends on TikTok where it's like, of course I felt stupid until I decided not to feel stupid. That is literally what confidence is, and one day you wake up and you don't have to fake it, it's real. And it's seriously the most amazing feeling as a woman. The biggest and best thing I can tell you is if you just follow these little things and tidbits and pieces of advice that I gave you guys in this video, I can guarantee that you will gain a confidence, and you have to be committed and disciplined to it. You will feel so much better about yourself if you continuously wake up, and if you know that looking at your nose or looking at your cheekbones or looking at your side profile or looking at your jaw or looking at whatever, if that bothers you, what can you do to make yourself not feel that way anymore? And is that working for you? Is it obtainable? Is it realistic? And then go from there. Because once you guys grow into the things that you work on, it's like your body and mind know that you've been working on them, and it almost just like forms into place. One day when you wake up, it's like when you get over an ex. You wake up one day and you just don't give a fuck anymore. You don't think about them. It's literally like that with confidence. There is no magic snap of the fingers. There's no magic skincare or hair care or fitness routine or breakfast you can eat every morning that is gonna make you feel more confident. You just really have to figure out what those points of yourself mentally and physically are, work on them, and your mind and body will do the rest. You will feel your aura do the rest for you. So just keep that in mind. If you guys are still watching this, first of all, thank you so much. I literally love you for sticking around. I genuinely hope this video just had some good tough love, some good advice, some good things that you can use to help you level up, glow up, make 2025 and then the next year and the next year and the next year the best that it can be for you, because we are not following these trends. We're not just doing things for show. We are going to become confident and strong. We are just getting into our absolute best self in 2025. Other than that, babes, I'm going to go ahead and close this video out. I appreciate you and I hope you have the best year, and I will see you guys in my next upload. Mwah.